Chapter 5. I scrambled to get the plastic garbage bag with our bloodied clothes and shoes hidden under my bed, just as the front door bangs open. Shit, we forgot to put the wooden bar up. Pulga, Chico? Mama's voice is frantic. She cries, ¿Dónde están? Dios, where are you? She is practically screaming, desperation clawing and strangling her voice. Aquí, I yell as Chico and I hurry to the living room. We're in here. Mama's eyes are wide and wild, her face so flushed as soon as we're within reach. As soon as we're within reach. She pulls us into a fierce hug, her nails digging into the side of my arm as her grip tightens. Hey, decitos, gracias, gracias, she says. Mama's heart is beating furiously, so hard and fast, it feels like I could burst through so hard and fast, like it could burst through to my own chest. Her body radiates her body radiates heat and trembles so much. I don't think she notices how we shake too. When she pulls away, her face is streaked with sweat, tears, and eye makeup. I don't know where you were. Why are you here? Why do you leave Tia's house? Hey Dios muchachos, how long have you been here? Her questions come out in a rushed breath. We didn't want to hear Pequeña crying like that, so we came home until after the baby came. Sorry we didn't tell you first, we just didn't want to bother. Relief floods Mama's body. So completely, she seems to lose all strength. She sits down on the couch and stays there a moment, stunned, before covering her face and crying quietly. Mama, I say. Chico sits down next to her, reaches for her hand. More tears rush down her face. No Lora Donna, he says, wiping Mama's tears gently and telling her not to cry. She shakes her hand. She shakes her head. I didn't know where you two were, she whispers. When she looks up again, she stares at me, takes a deep breath. Something terrible has happened. At first, I think she must have known that Don Felicio, but before I can speak, a new fear grips my heart. Is it Pequeña, I say? What if Pequeña or her baby are both died during childbirth? Is she okay? Did something? Chico starts. Mama holds up her hand. She's fine. Pequeña's fine. She says, it's Don Felicio. He's dead. Killed at his store. I try to look like I don't know. I think of Don Felicio on the floor, and I choke out some kind of response. But Mama has leaned her head back against the couch. Her gaze has gone to the ceiling, and she is saying so softly, "Eh Dios, ayudonas." Mama's pleas to God for help sound foreboding in the still silent room. She takes a deep breath. I have to go be with Donna Augustina. She stands up. Stay here, okay? Don't go anywhere, I nod, and she gives us both a weak hug and kiss before heading out again. We watch from the patio as she slowly makes her way to the store, to Donna Augustina's side. You think she suspects anything? Chico asks next to me, and as I watch Mama put an arm around the old woman. I don't know. We sit on the patio, staring off into the distance at neighbors who've come out to be with and comfort Donna Augustina, and at those who only observed from their doorways. Even though the police had not arrived, neither has the coroner. Neither has the coroner. So all I can think about is Don Felicio's body still there, splayed out on the floor, being drenched in his own blood. Chico scrapes his shoes against the patio floor when I look over at him. His hair is matted down on his forehead, and his face is anxious. He puts his head in his hands. What the hell just happened? He asked. What happened? My body is still buzzing, my mind flashing with Don Felicio's lying on the floor, us running, rushing to clean up, washing off all that blood, seeing Mama's face frantic and crying, trying to seem normal in front of her. The adrenaline starts ebbing away, and I feel like rubber. Chico starts crying softly, then harder. I want to tell him to stop, to be tough. I want to remind him this is nothing new. But I don't trust myself to speak. I don't trust my own tears to stay away. So I say nothing, and I keep in the direction of the store. Soon the police show up. The people trickle away to their houses. Come on, I told Chico. The last thing we need is one of those uninformed men to spot us and come ask questions. We go to my room and I watch from the window while Chico sits on the bed. Every passing moment I expect a knock at the door, a policeman saying someone saw us running from the scene, me covered in blood, but nobody saw us. Or if they did, no one said anything. Maybe they guessed the truth and were protecting us. Because everyone knows Ray's car, and everyone knows that he is capable of, and everyone knows what he is capable of, and everyone knows who the police really work for anyway, so nobody knows. Nobody asks questions for now. A little while later, Mama comes back and says she has to stay with Donna Augustina tonight because the woman is so grief-stricken. It means fewer questions for her to ask, and time to get rid of our bloodied clothes. Will you be okay without me? She says. You can warm up the leftover beans in the refrigerator for dinner. We'll be okay, I tell her. She rushes around the house, her shoes clicking, her keys jangling, talking to herself about the needs to be done, and poor Don Augustina, asking again if we'll be okay without her, and to be sure, be sure to put the wooden bar down as soon as she steps out. Then she leaves. I close the door behind her. Is it down? She yells from the patio. Yes, Mama, I assure her, securing the bar. When her monitor scooter zooms away again, the house falls still and silent, like it's waiting for something or someone. Chico drops onto the velvet couch and I sit down next to him. But my, but my mind crowds with worry. The clothes. We have to burn them. Wash the shoes because Mama will notice if those are gone. Nobody saw us. Maybe somebody did. Anybody could have seen us. What if they did? We sit there for we sit there for I don't know how long, and I can't turn off my mind. It keeps thinking and picturing the same things over and over, screaming in my head, and all the silence interrupted only by Chico's whispers, asking what happened again and again. Night begins to fall. Come on, I tell him finally. We get the bag from under my bed and take out our shoes, wash them in the big concrete sink. Wash them in the big concrete sink Mama washes clothes in. The water and lather turn pink. My stomach twists. Get the matches, I tell him. And and when he comes back with them in hand, we go out to the backyard and build a small fire. It flickers and glows an eerie orange as it consumes the plastic bag and feeds on our clothes. We watch it burn. Then, with the smell of smoke still on us, we go inside, we hide in our room. We do not speak. We try to stop picturing Don Felicio, the way his blood spurted out Don Felicio, the way his blood spurted from his body. I try to keep that blood from spilling into my mind. I try and I try, but my thoughts are covered in red.